All right, so I came across this video, I think by myself. If somebody sent it to me in the Discord, sorry. But I came up with it myself. No, I saw this, and it was about Shane Gillis criticizing Andrew Schulz. And I watched like the first 30 seconds of it. I'm like, oh, I really want to talk about this. Because it seems to centralize around Shane Gillis getting frustrated that Andrew Schulz is making fun of people with Down syndrome, which I really appreciate. I know you guys know this, but my wife is a behavioral specialist for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I'm married to her. I meet people at the houses. I go to the family parties. You know, it's a very different perspective. You know, you have a new level of respect for people with disabilities when you're like around them. It's not like a hot take. It's how everything works, you know? Except for people who play Magic the Gathering. I'll never respect those people, even if I'm around them. And it does get frustrating, especially on social media sometimes, where people, their jokes, which I think jokes are fine, get to the point of bullying. I like a good joke and I like a good bit of edgy humor, but I try to, and I hope that I succeed in this. When I make a joke, I'm not trying to upset anybody that could potentially be affected by the joke. I'm just trying to get everybody to laugh. And sometimes I might fail, but like I'm never just trying to make fun of somebody for the sake of it, unless they deserve it, right? Unless it's somebody like Pearl Davis or something who's incredibly rude and provocative, and I'm just like, all right, at that point, it's free reign. So I'm kind of chilling on this, especially since I'm kind of excited to watch this, especially since I really like Shane Gillis. I think he's very funny, and I think he does that really well. He makes edgy jokes without being offensive, which is something I respect a lot. So I'm curious about this video. It's from Podcast Cringe, Shane Gillis versus Andrew Schulz. And by the way, I don't dislike Andrew Schulz. You know what I mean? Just because of this doesn't mean that he's like a horrible person. Just because, but it's still something, you know, to talk about, something to criticize.
My guy's nice.
By the way, yeah, that's wild.
And they're watching a guy with Down syndrome dance right now.
These guys are awesome.
Which I think I know who that guy is. I forget his name on TikTok.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude. That's a dude. By using them as an insult.
Using.
Yeah.
We're using you.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing is not. It's not like.
It's not PC.
That's not cool.
You know what's really great?
Triggering.
It's not about being PC. I think it's just about being like respectful and having like fun. Like my thing is, and again, I try is the person that I'm making the joke about, would they find it rude? You know, like I made a silly joke the other day about how lesbians get in relationships really quickly, and I don't think any lesbian would be offended by that, because like it's like, oh, it's funny because it's kind of true. I don't know why. Maybe it's because men are scary. They feel more comfortable around women. I don't know. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, but when you're just kind of bullying people, I don't know. It's just, it's not cool. I don't think.
You're making fun of these guys, these Down syndrome dudes, putting out TikTok videos.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a wild 24 hours. I'll tell you what, I haven't had much sleep, but
Why, dude? What are you doing?
still managed to crank out a fresh video for you
Trust me, man. When I can't sleep, the best thing you can do is to crank one out, you know?
guys. So before we get started, I want to make a massive shout out to my almost 75,000 subscribers.
This guy's up to 93K. Good for him.
I've seen your comments. I've received your emails. You guys are absolute legends.
He blew up. He got another 20K followers in like a week. Good for this guy.
As you can imagine, I can't say more than that right now. And as frustrating as that is, all I want to do is just get back to making videos. So if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're pushing for 100K subs and no one's going to stop us. All right. So with that said, today we're going to go through the transformation of Shane Gillis through his 3 appearances on Flagrant with Andrew Schulz. I've previously covered Shane's most recent appearance on Flagrant in my video titled When Funny Meets
This guy does not like Andrew Schulz, apparently. I don't mind him. He seems decent, you know?
Cringe. But like I said, this video here is going to look at all 3 of his Flagrant appearances, and I'm going to show you how Shane turned the tables on Andrew Schulz in
I can let Mr. Great. Your content helps you get through work. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate that. I love you. Here's a kiss.
the short space of only 2 years.
All
What
right.
started with this
Newly viral sensation Shane Gillis is in the building.
Let's go.
ended up like this.
I love Schulz
What are you talking
epiphanies.
about?
Schulz epiphanies are my favorite.
Yo.
He repeats a statement. He's like,
That's crazy, though.
And so the context here is really important. Back in 2019, Gillis was fired from Saturday Night Live before
Yeah, man, what a shame. They pulled Gillis on, because I actually know about this. I've watched stuff before. They pulled him on because he would have a nice appeal to like the white conservative audience, I think. But he's not like the super conservative edgy guy. He's just a cool, fun guy, you know? And then they fired him for saying a rude word about Asians, which, you know, went a little overboard, I will admit. But I guess he's doing better now. You know, it's like it's almost a blessing because, you know, for me, it's listen, I'm nowhere near this guy. I'm not saying that I'm anywhere comparable, but it's almost like with me when I got banned from TikTok. I know people are like, well, I talk about it not that much though, but you can cross it off your bingo. I saw a creator, and I might talk about it later, where she or they are melting down right now because they're like, creators are people too, and they're crying and stuff. And I remember the pressures of being like a big on TikTok and also not making that much money somehow, now being smaller on YouTube and making like decent money. And it's like, damn, man, like maybe it's for the better. You know, maybe sometimes your lowest, one of your low points is is the start of a high point, you know?
Before he'd had a chance to start working, after a couple of videos resurfaced of him making supposedly offensive remarks about Chinese people on his podcast.
Well, he said a slur. You know what I mean? It's not like he was there supposedly. He kind of just said a slur. I don't think he meant to say it to be offensive. You know, but hey, you'll learn, live and learn. Am I right?
But it wasn't until almost 2 years later that he appeared for the first time on JRE that he really started to make his way back into the mainstream.
Good for him,
Meanwhile,
man.
Andrew Schulz had become insanely popular for his pandemic.
That doesn't even look like Andrew Schulz. It looks like This literally looks like Randy Orton. What are you talking about? That's interesting. Okay.
Comedy skits in 2020, which ended up on Netflix. So here we have these two New York comics. Schulz only 4 years older than Shane, but at the time he'd released 3 comedy specials and was working
Beautiful pictures
on his 4th, whereas Shane had only just
Yo, stop bullying me. Yeah, I was famous on TikTok. Okay, stop bullying me. All right, I'm still there. I still have 250K followers. Leave me alone. All right, I'm bringing it back.
dropped his first comedy special 2 months after going on
Only look at the ones that do well. Don't look at the videos that only get like 2,000 views. Okay, look at the ones that get like 10,000 or not, like 200,000.
JRE, and 1 month before his first appearance on Flagrant. Now, if we fast track to 2024, Gillis has 2 specials under his belt and Schulz has 4.
Nice.
Except Shane's second special went straight to Netflix, whereas Schulz was forced to release his 4th special independently, which I covered in a recent video titled The Comedy Special.
Damn, this guy really doesn't seem to like Andrew Schulz. Is it bad to release it to YouTube? Is that like a bad thing? I guess maybe. Didn't Shane do a YouTube one? I guess it was one of his first ones, so it's not considered as bad, huh?
Scam nobody's talking about. So, how did the tables turn on Schulz in favor of Gillis?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Flagrant 2. It's your boy Schulz here.
I don't know, man. I think that there's a viral Gillis disease going around because I just like the guy. I don't know what to say. I just kind of like the guy. I feel like the atmosphere. Wow, what words? Atmosphere. I feel like the atmosphere shifted a little bit. You know, like I used to make a lot of edgy like comedy or jokes. I don't want to say a comedy. I'm not going to pretend I'm a comedian. I'm not going to open up a comedy parlor in LA and fail. I used to do a lot of jokes back in the day, and then I got away from it because, you know, I got hit pretty hard with some pressures on that band, and I lost myself, and I became more provocative in my humor, and it was just not going well. And then I've recently kind of gotten back to making the jokes again, and I've been having fun, and I've been feeling decent. I feel like part of that atmosphere shift is because, like, Shane Gillis exists, and it's like, oh, this guy can do comedy without being offensive. I like that. You know, I feel like I'm emboldened to try to do that again. You know, so
I'm here with Akash Singh. Today, we are joined by one of my favorite comics working today. Absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
Newly, I don't want to, you were already famous, but now you're famous for a good reason.
The right reason.
The right reason. Newly viral sensation Shane Gillis is in
Newly
the building.
viral
Let's go.
sensation.
20th podcast in the last week.
You probably heard there, Schulz
it's like weird. Just the way that they did that, like the intro is like weird. It was so I wouldn't have expected it to be as like performative. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to say it like as a bad word, but it didn't seem chill. It wasn't like, hey, this is Shane Gillis, man. He's a funny guy. It's like, hey guys, welcome to my show. You get the energy I'm talking about?
Schulz saying this was Shane's 20th podcast appearance in the past week, and that's because he just released his first special, like I said before,
Wow.
and he was doing the podcast rounds after Rogan anointed him a chosen one earlier that
good
year.
for Ray.
In July.
Rogan's got the power,
and so came
baby.
the accusations from Schulz and his boy band that Gillis was low energy in that podcast. He wasn't being funny. They had to
What?
do all the heavy lifting, etc. But one of
What?
the things you need to know about Shane,
Even if that's true, I mean, he might have just been like, it's a new. Maybe he's talking to somebody he's not comfortable with. Why would you? Would he even say that?
which he's
No,
quite open about,
he didn't
is
say
that he
that.
has some relatives with Down syndrome. And I
True
know that's
that,
a random
man.
piece of information.
True
but
that. I feel like that every single day. So many of them vote fucking Trump. It's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any relatives with Down syndrome, but I meet a lot of people. They're good people, man. They're very nice. You know.
now, but he's used it for years as a source of material, even in his latest special where he had a long bit about his uncle. So this is something that has popped up a couple of times on the Flagrant podcast, starting with his first appearance. They were talking about a couple of Netflix reality TV shows. I think one of them is called Love on the Spectrum. I've never watched them. It's not really my thing.
I think it's kind of funny. I watch Love on the Spectrum. It's like it's Love on the Spectrum is just if dating was honest. Do you want to hear more about me? I don't want to. No, thank you. You know, I love it. I think it's fantastic.
But here's how it went down.
Mark has been trying to get me to watch this show
my
for at least maybe 2 months.
A year.
Okay,
A
yeah.
year. Literally
Yeah,
a year.
yeah, yeah,
It's the
yeah.
best show on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a fun show.
But,
No,
here-
it's not
so-
close.
but here-
I wonder why people watch it though. Sometimes I enjoy it because I just think it's fun. I think it's cute. You know, I wonder if some people will like bully watch it, like the same way that I watch my 600-pound life. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Come on, I feel that it. Damn, I do feel bad for them, but it's more of like a warning call. That's what they should start putting on in the gym while I'm there, because I've been walking on the treadmill and doing some weight training and stuff, just trying to get back in and get healthier. My blood sugar's down, so I'm happy about that. But just put that on there. Motivational tool, man. It's crazy.
Here's the thing with the show. I think if you don't know anybody who has Down syndrome, you just feel bad for them
No,
constantly.
you don't.
If you don't know people with it.
No.
And then you watch the show and then
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with what he's saying. Yeah.
like the
Yes.
perception is, oh my God, this is so tragic that these parents
No.
have to raise. And then you watch it and it's like, oh, they're the most fun
They're the
ever.
best.
Yeah, they're chilling, man. People with Down syndrome just don't have a care in the goddamn world. It's crazy. It's insane, bro. The other day, like the other day, I don't know if I told you this story already. Or the other day, I was at the mall by myself because I'm getting older and I enjoy it. And you'd be surprised how cheap meals are when you don't have to pay for all your significant other too. But I was at the mall and I ate some food and I went to the bathroom and I took a piss, and while I'm in there, there's a guy with Down syndrome and he's got his pants all the way down to the floor. He's got his shirt held up high, like over his face, and he's just taking a nice piss. So I pissed too. I go and I wash my hands. He finishes up. He turns and he looks at me and he goes like this. Like he flows me one of these. I was like, all right, that's pretty fucking cool, man. He's just living his best life. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm too afraid to pee in between two stalls because those are the rules. But he wouldn't care. He would just walk right up there and start pissing, start blasting. He's got more confidence than you. So
Ever.
Everybody enjoys it.
Yes.
I don't want to say golden retriever, but the same energy where it's just like
did that at that
positive.
show.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was doing a joke about people with Downs. It's like having a dog.
He does stand up on the spot.
People
He
with
did.
yeah.
autism's like a cat. Where like you think they like you, they walk out of the room. I love cats. Cats are great. I'm not trashing autism. Yeah. But a lab or like a Down syndrome person.
Well, I mean, when it comes to somebody with autism, you're gonna know where you stand. They're gonna tell you if they don't want to have an interaction with you. So.
Down syndrome's like you're like, yo, you want to go outside? They're like, let's go.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
just positive energy,
They're the
happiness
best.
all the time.
Yes, dude.
And so it's just this weird thing, like because you see people like post them on TikTok, like parents and like brothers and shit like that will post them on TikTok, and you think they're kind of
Exploiting.
exploiting them, but I really
I mean, maybe a little bit. Like, I know what you're talking about. There's pages on TikTok and I guess Instagram, but we'll say TikTok. Instagram is kind of cringe, but they don't really pay very much, guys. Come on, support your creators. Where it might be a family and they'll kind of like show off their, well, I mean, it's not just Down syndrome, it's like autism too, and then they'll kind of like show their interactions. It might, I don't know, maybe you could argue it's a little exploitative. I don't think it's a big deal because they're not disrespecting them. They're just having like a little bit of good fun. But then there's other people who get like relentlessly bullied. Like I remember there's this one guy, and some people will probably laugh, but I really don't think it's funny, where they will constantly tell him that he killed George Floyd. And he gets so distressed, like, I really did not do that. And it's just like, why is that funny? You know what I mean? You've convinced this guy that, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just bullying at that point. Like, he's gullible. He believes it. Funny. Like, that's a bad taste, in my opinion.
they're going, this person brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
I need to share the joy a bit.
Yes.
Right.
So now should we feel way better about watching the videos?
I don't think we need to, like, intellectualize the fucking... But okay. It.
I guess
Al?
it,
Because that's Al's thing.
yeah.
If
You
I-
like
if-
watching?
Yeah.
You like
But I'm
seeing a
not.
guy with
But
Down
like,
syndrome
yeah.
perform?
But
Yeah.
they're trying to be funny.
No, that's true. You like to see them perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be. They have to be doing like a song. It has to be like Chris Brown or something like that. And then,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then try to
the-
dance like him too. I
and
have to
Dude,
see
I'll-
the move.
you know what
bro.
gets
I'll
out
show you
every
the
time?
dance.
Can I tell
I
you
got
what
the
gets
dance.
out every time? This one is at the end of it when they just stick the tongue out.
It's on the tongue.
Yeah. I've got it. I've got it down.
I'm telling you, that's great. I gotta watch it now. You sold me.
So you can see how it was all pretty playful. Everyone was having a laugh. Gillis pulled out his impression, which he's become really good at. You can see his full bit on his latest special, Beautiful Dogs. Okay, cool then. So
Hey, listen. I've met some beautiful dogs before in my life. Some beautiful bitches. You know what I'm saying, man? I can't help it.
nothing really to see here. Just some
It's a terrible thing though, because obviously, you know, I don't think I should make this next comment. I kind of want to now, though. All I was gonna say is that, like, as a guy, if you see a beautiful dog, you can't do anything because, you hurt the dog. I don't think a girl would hurt a dog as much. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know what I'm saying? All right.
Dude sitting
All right.
around having a laugh, but this
Okay.
will come up again in his second appearance on Flagrant almost exactly 1 year later in October of 2022,
What is that? All they talk about is people fucking Down syndrome every time they go on there?
and things would be different then. Now, things have already started to change. Even only in the year that has passed, Gillis keeps getting more and more popular. He's a lot more confident now, especially after having 6 appearances on JRE under his belt. He's
Damn, 6? That's wild.
become a regular on Protect
Bro, shut up. Don't fucking make fun of me.
Our Parks with Ari Shafir
I moved on, dude. I'm getting better. New Year's resolution. Leave me alone. Okay? Leave me alone.
and Mark Normand, but Schultz's comedy career, while still doing super well and being able to sell tickets and independently release his own special,
And it seems like he has a successful podcast. I feel like podcasts are probably where it's at if you want to be lazy. And by the way, me too. Right? Because you're kind of just sitting down, you're just talking, you don't have to put a lot of production value into it. You don't have to. I just feel like it's a lot easier to. And so he might just be like, you know what? I'm focused on the podcast. I make good money doing that. I don't necessarily have to worry about working as much or coming up with as much material. You could argue that might almost be like stunting. Might like almost be stunting him. Because he could probably do better if he focused more. But yeah, I think whatever. I get it.
it's just not on the same trajectory as Shane's is. You see, Schulz blew up through social media thanks to his decent crowd work. He was one of the first to really capitalize on making shorts and reels and clips of his stand-up, dropping it all over the internet and getting himself into people's feeds. Whereas Gillis was following
I never really seen him in my feed that much. Maybe I do sometimes, but
more of a conventional route by doing as many podcast appearances as he could and sticking to the regular stand-up comedy gigs. And he also moved to Texas so
and then other people clip him and put him up on. Because I see him all the time on my feed.
he would get in with the Austin comedy scene that Joe Rogan had been brewing since 2020. And for those of you who are regulars on this channel, you all know just how petty and sulky Schulz can get when he feels like he's been outstroked by a guest. Remember, Schulz is
Is that like a real thing? He's like self-conscious about other people being, I guess, quote unquote, better than him. That's kind of cringe.
Mr. Funny Man. He was the Matt Rife of TikTok and Instagram a year or so before the pretty
Matt
boy
Rife.
himself started to blow up. So straight off the bat then, on Shane's second appearance on Flagrant, Schulz is high on energy, trying to control the conversation and assert his comedy dominance over Shane, except like I said, Gillis was starting to come out of his shell and wasn't afraid of a battle. Those of you who remember his first
I'm excited. I'm literally chubbed up right now, dude. It's going crazy. I'm getting a rash right now from how chubbed up I am. It's just rubbing. It's hitting the zipper, dude. I'm excited.
appearance on JRE when he choked will appreciate just how far he'd come by this point, so take a look.
Listen, I'm stoked for you. The Daily Show, I think good things will happen. Yeah.
The Daily Show. What does he mean? Shane Gillis was on the Daily Show? Shane Gillis Daily Show. What? That's crazy. Was he on there? No. I'm going to come. What? No way. Shane Gillis replaces Trevor Noah as Daily Show host? No way. Was that a real thing? Is that real? No. How old is that? Because I love the Daily Show. There's no way. I don't think that that's true. I think that maybe it was true back then. I don't think that that's now.
Marco
Maybe he was a guest host?
became a member.
Oh, thank you so much for the membership, brother. Maybe that was like a guest host thing. That might have been before he got a little spanked. Because I heard that Jon Stewart's coming back. I got to look into that later.
Obviously, we just played FIFA.
I just love the Daily Show. I love Jon Stewart. If Shane Gillis actually did the Daily Show, I'd poop my pants. That'd be pretty crazy.
Feeling pretty good about yourself.
I'm actually still uncomfortable from that.
Why?
I had adrenaline going. Didn't I?
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
lose
shut.
in front of the bros in here actively cheering for you. Come on, Andrew.
They're cheering for you,
Andrew, come
asshole.
on.
And you had a comment about every
Hey,
team.
Andrew. Oh shoot, we lost, Andrew.
And then
Who was doing Daily Show for a while? Hassan Minaj? I don't like that guy.
what happened? What happened when like you were like changing up your team and you were doing all those
made
things?
subs.
Like, oh, you made subs. Yeah.
I didn't pick the best team
You
in the
took it
game.
really serious.
I had to make subs.
Oh, is that an excuse?
No, an excuse
Nobody
for
cares
winning.
about excuses.
Wait, you
For
did?
winning?
PSG's not good? I thought PSG was really
I didn't pick PSG.
Stop it. Why would you lie now? Why would you lie now?
You guys, are you on Andrew's side? You liar.
I'm a neutral guy. Very honest.
whoa. That's a
Liar.
huge
Bro, what are they talking about? What are they talking about, dude? They talking about football? Talking about sports betting? What are they talking about, guys? I love sports betting, by the way. This is brought to you by. I don't even know the name of sports betting, honestly.
accusation, bro.
He lied. He knows I was Man
What do
U.
you mean? Man U.
Yeah.
You were PSG.
I don't know what the fuck,
He was
dude.
man-
I was Manchester
again?
United.
Yeah.
Can we not play a game?
I think the sports are kind of gay. It's a bunch of men tackling each other. Too many rules. I'm kind of a free spirit. I don't like rules. I think they're cringe.
A little bit. Why are these
I swear to
guys
God, I thought
supporting
you
you so
were
much?
PSG.
You guilted them all into supporting you? That's what this is?
No, they were happy to see you
Oh,
lose.
my life is so hard.
They were happy to see you lose, dude.
Yeah, they were happy to see you with your victim culture. All you do, come in here. Oh, I'm vaccinated. It's so hard going to my conservative family. Oh, my family.
Oh my god, dude. Bro. I mean, I get it. There are people that do victim culture, but I hate it when sometimes when people bring it up, it just gets kind of annoying. Like everything is victim culture. You know, somebody will say like an offensive word and they'll be like, "Oh, it's victim culture." It's like, all right, man, relax. We don't always have to be going around there throwing around the word woke.
You're so
That's what it feels like.
conservative,
Bro.
No, my family's not
Lean
that
back,
conservative.
dude. Hey.
Yeah.
Here. Now I'm definitely
Are you leaning in? Are you leaning in? Is that what's happening?
I'm not going to lean back now.
Listen, Shane. We played a spirited game. You won. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you seem like you're taking it well.
Yeah. I am. What was that? Sarcasm?
You seem loud
What is
about
that? Sarcasm right there?
I think that was sarcasm, yeah. What's happening right now? Is he really offended?
it. Every time I come on this thing.
Yeah. Actually, this is funny for a change.
No, this one.
Oh, okay, maybe he was just fucking around.
Actually, something entertaining
Every
about
time I
this
come
one.
on this
Okay,
I
now this
sat
one
back
you
because I
got.
wanted
Maybe he's just playing the character of offended, you know?
to, by the way.
Okay, good.
Oh man, Schulz was all over the place.
He might have been. Maybe he was really angry. Maybe he was just playing like a little bit of a character there. I don't know. It looked like he was being like serious. He got like really serious, kind of picked off for a second, but maybe he was playing into it. Maybe he was just like fucking around. He was having a good time.
And I get it, right? He plays it up for the camera. Flagrant is all about the hype and the energy. There's so much going on at once. People talking over each other. Schulz is shouting. He can't sit still. And look, sometimes it works. You'll be watching for 30 or 40 minutes, and it feels like only 5 minutes have passed. But man, Schulz was uncomfortable for this whole podcast. It was almost like he was intimidated by
Hey, if you say so, brother. You have a channel called Podcast Cringe, so you would know better than me.
Shane, and he was desperate to come off as the funnier guy, which is lame seeing as they were both accomplished comics.
You see how the screen has a bunch of crabs on them? Did you guys know that when crabs are born, the big crabs will eat the little crabs sometimes? A lot of times, actually, because they make like trillions of them. That's not a real number, but... And then they just start eating them because they're hungry. And there's so many of them, it's like they can't even name them all. They try, too. Somebody looked it up. They try to name them all the babies of the crab babies. They try to name them, but they just can't come up with enough names. There's not enough words in the dictionary. So they just start eating the ones that they can't name. It's usually the ones that they'll name like a couple hundred of them. And then by the time they get to like 101, they're just like, fuck it. I'm really irritated and I'm hungry from coming up with names. And they just start eating the babies. It's fucked up. I watched it on... I watched it on Animal Planet last time I went to Pennsylvania. It's the best thing that you could do when you're on a vacation is watch TV in the hotel. So
At the time, Schulz was only 38, Gillis was 34, and in comedian years, that's basically just getting started, right? It's pretty rare to see a super famous comedian under the age of 35, even though there are a few exceptions.
Okay.
And so Schulz tries to put one over Gillis by bringing up this random phone call they had before the show where Shane called him to confirm that the podcast was still on. And I think the reason may have been that Shane's appearances on Flagrant are always in October. I actually only noticed that when I was putting this video together, and so I'm thinking that Shane has an October appearance penciled in on Flagrant as some sort of gentleman's agreement or something like that. So with that in mind, it kind of makes sense why he would call that morning to confirm it was on and just to check in before rocking up.
Hey, is it on?
You know what's good is we're not the 40th podcast in a row you're doing, so we're getting high energy. That was brutal for us.
Sucked. Yeah, it was a bad episode.
And it was every... You guys didn't, but I was doing that podcast thing, and every podcast was like, so SNL. I would sit down and they'd be like, I think it probably helped you.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I can imagine just talking about the same thing over and over again would get boring. Unless you're autistic, then you enjoy that. It's a special interest, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you for giving us the energy for the question we didn't ask.
No, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, excited
What's
about
your
that.
problem, dude?
That was kind of funny, actually.
You had a bad attitude when I called you today. You were grumpy when I
That was funny, though. Andrew kind of got him one. That one was kind of funny.
You did have a bad attitude.
Why were you being grumpy?
Because you faked the whole I don't know what's going on thing, and I didn't like, oh, you did. You called me the day of the pod. You're like, we had today?
I said, oh, shit, are we doing the pod today?
How often do you call me?
And I wanted to call you. I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, right before the pod?
Yeah, I wanted to say,
You
oh,
were
shit.
being fake.
What are you
That's why I was
I
frustrated.
don't know context. What's happening?
He
I
called
called
me
him.
today, and he was doing the whole like, oh, I don't know what's going on, like, and he goes,
This is outrageous.
he goes, oh, I'm so crazy. I drink beer. I don't know what's happening.
This is the most
I don't know
insane.
what's happening in the world. I'm such a
He
schlep.
doesn't trust
You know what I mean?
anything ever.
I'm a
Hey, maybe he was excited. This is funny, though.
genius comedian. I'm a schlep. Like, it
This
is
is
what
the
it
most
is.
insane.
It's okay. It's okay.
I called him to
That's
be
your
like,
outfit. You know how Kudo used to wear the outfit every night? That's your outfit. And then like, no, not fit. Come on, metaphors.
Come on, Shane. Look, so
Well,
you
I'm
called me.
confused as
You
dude. I
called
thought we
me.
were friends.
You called me. Yeah, but you don't call me in the AM. You called me at 11 a.m. and you're like, hey, what's up, bro? And I'm like, what's up, bro? And then I'm like,
I was like, are we doing the podcast today?
yeah.
You said yeah.
No, you said, oh, happy fun.
Like,
Yeah, are we doing the pod today? And I was like, yeah. And you're like,
that's
that's
no, I didn't. No,
don't say oh, just say yo.
No, I literally called
that thing
and said, "Are we doing the podcast?" I didn't say, "What's up, dude?" No, I said, "What's up, you hoe?" That's what I said. And then you didn't respond with the same energy. You're like, "What's up?" I was like, "All right."
I was pushing.
That's crazy.
I told you I was pooping.
You did admit that.
Okay.
What do you mean you're pooping? I don't know, man. I feel like I could have a conversation while I poop, but it's got to be a good. It's got to be a good poop. It can't be a bad one. What I've been trying to do lately is after I wake up in the morning, I drink a lot of water, and I try not to go poop for a half hour because my body's telling me immediately, it's screaming like a banshee that it's got to let one out. So I try to wait like a half an hour, and then I drink a bunch of water, and it comes out pretty good. It comes and it makes me happy. It makes me go. The most refreshing thing you do is poop in the morning. It makes me go, wow, like that was really good. That was really refreshing. And you think about it for a couple hours. You're just like, wow, that was like really good. I feel so good. I feel like really good right now. I feel really stimulated. I feel like I could take on the entire world because I just had the biggest shit or the best shit in the entire world. It's like a poopgasm. It's an incredible feeling.
Okay.
But
and
that
then
was,
you were like, oh, yeah, we got the pod today.
I said, oh, yeah, the pod.
And I was like, don't do this.
Yeah, because that's the only reason you called.
Yeah, I wanted to call to make sure that we were doing the podcast.
Just say, hey, just confirming. I'm like, oh, yeah.
I said, hey, what's up?
I had a
Yeah.
Are we doing the podcast today?
Yeah.
Seems decent.
What's insane about that?
No.
Oh, yeah. So where we were.
Is Shane just like gaslighting Gillis? Is that what's actually, or is Shane gaslighting Andrew Schulz? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm sorry, I'm the arbiter of truth.
Yo, you guys do anything? Step in here.
I love this shit, right?
Step in here.
It's riding color, bro.
Yeah, maybe don't rub my head before a podcast and then shit on the Indian audience of FIFA.
Got done, both you.
Yeah, what is up with that? And you guys let it happen.
Passive alpha.
You rubbed it back on my head.
You got a nice head. What's wrong with that?
You got a nice head.
Yeah. What was it like feeling hair on the back?
I have hair all over the back, dude.
Don't get
The
defensive.
top's not great.
Yeah.
We're hanging
Hey,
on.
that's pretty much all I have. The only place that I have hair on my head is like in the back. I mean, it's kind of on the top too, but it kind of surrounds an island. If the baldness was the island, it'd be like an archipelago, you know?
I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm just gonna go bald. I'm not gonna shave it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fix it.
It'll look interesting bald because right now he kind of looks like that chill frat guy. I feel like he might look like a white supremacist if he goes bald, or the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Next time, I'm not going to play with an American team when we play.
Wow, imagine being accused of being fake by Andrew Schulz. Just let that sink in for a moment. And
why is Andrew Schulz like a fake guy? I don't know why. I must not hate the guy enough. What makes it him fake?
While that's sinking in, think back to Shane's first appearance on Flagrant where they were discussing those reality shows featuring people with Down syndrome. Well, Schulz or his producers or one of the guys there, who knows, they thought it would be funny to bring it up again as some sort of ongoing gag. Except this time it went down a little bit differently. Now, I know you guys accuse me
of... It's like weird. Why you just keep talking about why?
Of reading into stuff too much.
Private Pile. Hell yeah, brother.
But I honestly thought this was so interesting. I think Shane was...
Nah, give me the overread. You know, if it's too, I like that. I like when people are a little crazy, and then I get to be like, oh, well, that's a little unreasonable, and then I look like the reasonable guy. People don't. That's the tactic. That's how you make it big on YouTube. You just pretend. You just engage with the most insane people, and you just act a little bit normal, even though I'm not normal. I just went on a whole rant about crabs, and boom, YouTube success. People are like, wow, this guy's actually pretty normal. Yeah, exactly. Compared to this guy. Yeah, of course.
Was really torn here for a moment. You could see he let it slide and just decided to go along with it and not be, too sensitive about it. But there was just something about his body language and mannerisms that changed when they pulled...
What the fuck, dude? What are you, a criminal psychologist?
...up this video. And, well...
I mean, maybe he seemed a little uncomfortable, but, yeah.
Well, take a look for yourselves and we'll pick it up straight after.
My keys
Bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude.
Let's see
wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Bro, you look good. Is this from West Point?
That actually is.
Oh, nice.
You guys, and you know what?
That's his rival's profile picture.
Damn, it looks like he's getting offended.
Shane, can we click the video? I just want to hear the sound. I just want to hear the sound.
It's his suit. It's
suit.
Nah, you look great, dog. Congrats.
I don't think that's funny.
But yeah,
yeah, I actually don't think he thinks this is funny at all. Like the fuck?
I see why.
Like you don't get it? You mean?
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing. First of all, I don't know. It's weird to just bully people with Down syndrome. Second of all, it's also weird to bully people who are trying to work out. Like for me, maybe it's because I'm a big fat fuck and I've been getting back to the gym and working out. But it's like, why make fun of anybody trying to work out? You know, unless their workout is crazy, but that guy looks like he was just doing either a deadlift or he was gonna just clean. Maybe he's gonna do like an Olympic clean press. I don't know. Why make fun of that guy? You know.
But that's not me, so I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get the joke. What do you say?
Yeah, it's okay, dude. It's okay.
Not convinced yet? We'll take a look at this next bit then.
Dude, I was watching your.
Yeah, I mean, he might be playing into it. He might be like, "Oh, that's not me. I don't get the joke." I don't know. They seem to have a weird dynamic.
TikTok account. That.
What's that? Which one?
That's better. That was better.
The Gillian Keeps?
That was a bit. No, your personal TikTok.
I swear to God, I don't have one.
Also, you sounded 38 when you said that. That was great.
Oh, is he going to show? Is it? What's his name? Honcho.
Yeah.
He's going to show Honcho. Is that it?
Your account is also your account. Your account on TikTok. Yeah, I was watching it.
I swear to God,
Maybe somebody's doing an account with you on TikTok.
What is it?
I mean, it's hilarious.
Doing moves?
If you do dance moves.
Are you trying to find a guy with Down syndrome doing TikTok? Is that what you're trying to do?
I didn't say that at all. Search it.
It is going to be good.
Honcho?
GillianKeys.tv, dude.
There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot to go through here.
Down syndrome dudes love TikTok.
Son, my guy's nice.
By the way,
That's wild.
these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
I think that's Honcho. I can't. I don't know if I could find his TikTok, but there's like a dude with Down syndrome named Honcho. I think that's him. Because I like that guy. He's awesome. So I think that's what his name is.
Wait a minute.
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude. That's a dude. By using them as an insult.
Using?
Yeah.
We're using you.
So
Well, when you're using them to say like, look at you, you're a person with Down syndrome. Yeah.
you're insulting them by saying I look like them? Or you're
That would be funnier. Yeah.
insulting me by saying I look like them?
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying
It's not a victim. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like people have a victim complex nowadays. That's absolutely 100% true, right? They'll blame everything on like one identity. You know, they'll go to like a store and they'll fart and then somebody will be like, "Oh, excuse me," and they'll be like, "Oh, so you hate me because I'm fat?" You know. But I mean, there's a difference between that and being like, "Yo, man, it's not cool to bully people," because I just don't think bullying's funny. I like jokes. Bullying can be funny if the person deserves it. You know, so certain people it's okay to bully them. You know, but like Myron Gaines for being gay, which is not, by the way, a bad thing. It's actually good to be gay. You should be gay. It's better than being straight. It's easier because you know you're two dudes. You know, I know guys better than I know girls. It's easier, but just bullying people Down syndrome, like why? I don't get it. You know,
the jokes you're doing is not. It's not like.
It's not PC.
That's not.
And it's never fun. All the comments are usually full of like just fucking rude shit. That's another part of it too. It's always just like making fun of people. They're trying to like say that they're less than. That's fucking weird, man.
Cool.
You know what's really great?
Triggering?
You're making fun of these guys, these Down syndrome dudes, putting out TikTok videos.
You're punching down.
That was funny, actually. Exactly a second.
I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry. I'm sorry.
No, but go back to analyzing fun. Yeah. That's always great.
Dude, with people like Shane, you have to go into like their interests. You have to like ask them about the things that they're fixing.
All right, who's the 34th president?
That's funny because my understanding is Shane likes history a lot.
No, I don't know.
That's a lie.
It's Andrew Carver. I don't even know if that's a person, to be honest with you. 34th president. Dude, wouldn't it be crazy if I got it? Fuck, it's Dwight D. Eisenhower. That's crazy that I was so close. Who the fuck is who the fuck did I say? Who the fuck did I say? Who the fuck is Andrew Carver? Is that even what I said? You know, let's gonna move on. That's crazy.
I'd have to count them.
Oh, I don't care what anyone says. Shane 100% got annoyed by that.
Yeah, he might have got a little annoyed, pushed up a boundary that was like, hey man, stop bullying people Down syndrome. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's like the biggest thing in the world. It was more of just like a check. Like he checked him a little bit. You know, it's kind of a normal thing people do in the real world, where they. I mean, I still don't like the joke, but it's just like you're just checking somebody. Hey, you pushed over the line. I'm not cool with that kind of stuff. You do it in a funny way. This way, it's not super awkward or argumentative.
And you got to hand it to him. He called them out for laughing at those videos, but he let it go pretty much straight away and moved on. Now,
yeah, it's the whole point, man. You're just trying to be like, yeah, man, it's not cool. Move on. It doesn't have to be this huge event. It's like when you're offended a little bit, you don't have to have a meltdown. I think that's something that people don't understand nowadays. You could just be like, hey, man, that wasn't cool. Move, and hopefully they'll stop, and then you just move on.
I don't know about you guys. Some of you accuse me of fangirling over Shane too much, But that right there is one of the reasons why he's my favorite comic at the moment. He's just such a straight up and down dude. He calls it how it is. He doesn't get offended. He just rolls with it. Okay, I'll stop now. I'm starting to brick up. So let's move into his most recent appearance on Flagrant. Like I said at the beginning, I covered this episode in detail in a previous video, which I've linked for you in the description. This has to be my all-time favorite roast from Shane, where he finally called out Schulz for his cringy epiphanies. For those of you who don't know,
what the fuck is that?
Schulz is known for repeating what his guests say while looking up into the air as if he's just solved a complex math problem in his head. But it's usually...
It sounds like he's mocking him. He's having a little bit of fun.
Just something...
This guy seems to... I think this guy's anti-Semitic. I don't think he likes Andrew Schulz because he's a Jewish guy. I think that's what it is. We figured it out, fellas.
Completely obvious to everyone else.
We figured it out,
Shane
fellas.
has a dig. He imitates his epiphany, and all of Schultz's boy band crack up laughing because it's what they've been thinking for years, but now that someone else brought it up, they have permission to laugh.
Nah, there's super black culture that you guys haven't adapted to yet.
What? Okay, Drake painted his nails a few weeks ago.
Yeah, there we go. It's like you haven't adapted to it yet. You will all have your...
I've adapted to black culture very well. I have a fat white wife, so I'm also afraid of dogs. That's another thing. I think that people underestimate that. And I don't like white people. I don't like anybody really, but you know. So I think I'm pretty close. I'm adapted to black culture.
Your nails painted.
White guys.
Yeah, but y'all got that from white people.
You black people are just entering their.
Yeah, black people don't like painting their nails. Black people are homophobic as fuck, man. And by the way, that's another way that I'm like black people. But it's nothing inherent to black people. But like, you know, it's a little bit. Sometimes it gets a little crazy, bro. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. So just say it.
Mo-face.
They're gay
We've
face,
been
yeah.
there, bro.
We
pioneered being gay.
It's so weird that we did. It's true. It's so weird though. It is so weird, man. I go into like Hot Topic nowadays, and I see everybody in there, and they're just so not. They're not like straight cis people, and that's fine. It's not. They should never stop doing with them. But it's just different for me. I'm not used to it. It's a big shift for me. So
yeah,
Any gay shit y'all do, y'all got from us.
but it all circles back around, and then you guys are going to start doing it again.
You know how good it got to be for black people for them to get angsty? This is a new
doing what? Fucking white people are painting their nails all the time. What are you talking about?
quality. Y'all just got the ability to have angst. Your baseline needs are finally getting met, and you're like, well, I'm still not happy. White people been on that, bro.
Yeah, I
What?
have everything I need, and I'm not happy as angst.
Feel.
Whoa.
I love Schulz
What are you
epiphanies.
talking about?
Schulz epiphanies are my favorite.
Yo.
He repeats a statement. And he's like,
That's crazy, though. It's true.
Schulz epiphanies.
That should be making you gassing
So
you, though,
good.
right?
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that crazy. It just seems like they're all having a little bit of fun.
When Schulz
I know
has
when
to
he
feel
quotes you.
I did it, yo! I did it!
It's true.
We were out to lunch and I was complimenting him. I was telling him he's the only guy I know that he wants to hear about you. Nobody's like that.
Nah.
Nobody's like what? Like wanting to learn?
Yeah.
I think
About other people.
I think but also this is my dad. The way that my dad interacted with people, and I'm just like literally mirroring him, is like anybody he was talking to, there was something interesting, and he was like, okay, what? I'm gonna get to that interesting thing. I'm curious about it. So I
It's
am
a good
curious.
quality.
Yeah.
You should all learn from it.
Anybody you're talking to has something interesting.
Whoa.
That's it. Every time.
Bro, think about that. Think about that.
It is true.
Think about how
Hey, right
it is
here?
true.
Yes.
Bro, think about
I just got up from a dream where the Jewish tunnels were used as a big slide going up to the 20th story. And they filled it up with concrete without telling anybody head first into cliff. That's terrible. I feel like if they didn't want the Jewish people to make the tunnels underground in New York, then they probably should have stopped making. They shouldn't have implemented that $15 toll. You know, I would make a fucking tunnel too, man.
It is true.
that is.
It is.
Everybody has a story.
Yo, hands like
Everybody
this,
does.
fingers like this.
No, it is true though.
Story, dude.
It is true.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm wrapping my mind around this idea.
It's so embarrassing.
No, it's
I'll
not.
never be interested in anything like that.
Yeah, that's classic. And I'll tell you what, if you look at the most recent appearance versus his first one, it's crazy how much Gillis has grown into his fame in just 2 years' time. And the contrast with Schulz is wild. I'm noticing more and more that Schulz is becoming really bitter as the years go by.
I don't know, man. Everything that I've seen so far doesn't really seem like that big of a deal. It just kind of seems like this guy is not a big Andrew Schulz fan, which is fine. You don't have to be an Andrew Schulz fan, right? Like nobody has to be anybody's fan. You know, beautiful words to live by, am I right? But it doesn't really seem like Andrew Schulz is that bad. It looks like they have fun mostly, and you know, I guess Shane gave him a little check on that Down syndrome joke, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm not comfortable with that, and they kind of moved on. Isn't that normal? You know, especially when you have friends. Sometimes your friends do some weird shit, and you got to give them a little bit of a check, but you don't want to be too serious about it. I don't know.
And I think it has a lot to do with where he sits in the Rogan comedy circle. He's still living in New York, whereas guys like Tim Dillon, Tom Segura, Tony Hinchcliffe, and of course Shane Gillis have all moved to Austin after Rogan made the move there during the pandemic. So
okay,
even though
why wouldn't he could just move if he wanted, I imagine, though, right? So why would he care?
Schulz is still close to Rogan and has regular appearances on JRE, Gillis goes on there several times a year. In 2023 alone, Shane had 7 appearances on JRE, whereas Schulz had only 1, and it seems like he's basically just doing 1 per year at the moment. And I mean, that's not the be-all, end-all measurement of comedy scenes, right? There are plenty of...
Nah, man, I think you're being a little bit of a glazer for Joe Rogan. I mean, he's cool. I like that guy. I enjoy him sometimes, but what the fuck?
Successful comedians who have only been on JRE once or twice in total, or even just never at all. But Shane actually explained this really well, and I covered it in a previous video titled Cat Williams Exposes the Joe Rogan Effect, where he basically outlined how just going on JRE once or twice doesn't give you much of a bump, but when you're appearing on there regularly and getting all of that exposure, especially if it's a good appearance and everyone's laughing and having a good time, that's when you start to see the real payoff.
How did Cat Williams expose that? That's just like normal human being stuff. Hey, when you go on a show that's popular and you do well and you keep going on there, people are like, wow, this guy's cool. Damn, did Cat Williams to figure that out? Shit, we're fucking doomed.
Some of those Protect Our Parks episodes go for over 5 hours. So yeah, he's definitely part of the Brogan crew. And it seems like Shane is trying to stick to doing his regular low-key podcast with his buddy Matt McCusker, which is funny because they're absolutely killing it on YouTube and Patreon, where they have almost 80,000 paid members, which is insane.
That's fucking wild.
I don't know, that's got to be the record for all those comedians in the Brogan comedy circle, whereas Flagrant has just over 16,000 paid members, which is also insane, don't get me wrong, but think about how much of a difference there is between the production quality of Flagrant
this guy fucking hates Andrew Schulz, holy shit.
Double SP. Matt and Shane are making serious bank, and they pretty much get to keep all of it to themselves instead of having to pay all those overheads and staff and equipment and studio costs that Flagrant would have to pay for. Anyway, it's just an interesting observation. Shane seems like he's cruising and taking it as it comes, whereas Schulz is pushing
taking it as it comes.
Hard and trying to do everything at once. So that's my breakdown of Shane Gillis versus Andrew Schulz. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, consider jumping on board so you get all my uploads right there in your feed. That's it from me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.
All right, yeah, but
you're only 30.
Wait, how?
I'm 34. How old are you guys?
Say what?
38. Dude.
Oh, wow.
38, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm 33, dude. My comedy career is up next. I'm just kidding. I think I'd never do stand-up. I'm not like funny, so.
I look older. Yes.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, you guys act young, though. You guys, what are you guys, 18?
Yo, son. Come on. Come on, dude. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, Shane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That just seemed kind of normal to me. I felt like there was a lot of energy in that, but maybe I just don't watch enough Andrew Schulz. Maybe I don't watch enough Andrew Schulz, and so I don't understand how unsufferable he is, I guess, because people are saying that he is, but I just thought that was kind of normal. That wasn't really a big deal to me. Still a good watch. I actually came while I was watching it, so it's pretty cool.